Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So, doing a quick video about Infinite Fleet, which I sort of had forgotten was doing a kind of fundraise, because they kind of extended the fundraise. It went on and on and on. But some interesting stuff actually that I kind of thought was worth just kind of highlighting. So, Infinite Fleet is a game, obviously space game in development, fairly early stages still, I think, and it's kind of a development developer out of Singapore. It's kind of a debut studio brought together some experienced people in the game space. But this is their first game, obviously a blockchain game. So there was a fundraise they were doing on this platform, Stork. So this is what we call security token offering. So this is, legally has been kind of cleared as a security offering, a security token. That just means it's like a security. Just means it's like a share or something. And you have to be, in most jurisdictions, you have to be go through legal. Legal. What's the term? Legal. So you have to pass some legal kind of framework in order to do that, and you can only offer it to certain people. So there's kind of legislation involved, and in fact this fundraise wasn't available for US citizens and all that sort of stuff. So there's two parts of it. There was a private sale here which did 3.1 million, and then there was a public sale which did. Whatever the difference was, $640,000. So you can see the private sale was very much more popular. In both cases, the maximum was 8 million they were looking to raise, so they raised less than half of that. Even though they extended their period of time. I'm not quite sure why that's the case. Obviously, the private sale happened quite early, so before all the kind of current kind of crypto boom. So maybe. That was the reason for that. Kind of crypto wasn't in such a kind of boom state. Public sale. I guess the other thing here with the public sale is there's lots of hoops you have to jump through for this sort of security offering. It's not just like going into an ICO as it was, or even an IEO. There's more kind of legal kind of rules around this that probably limited the amount of people who wanted to get involved. The other interesting thing here is so the profit share here is 20%. So you're buying these tokens, and the tokens are, the reason they're a security is you're earning passive income based on that, which is kind of like a dividend. And the profit share is 20%. I guess currently, given what's going on in crypto, that doesn't seem like an enormous amount of money these days. When you can yield farm and get 200%. Obviously, risks can be very different. But I guess that probably is playing into some sort of thing that maybe these trends kind of come and go, and maybe kind of the hassle of doing a security token and the sort of the lack of kind of reward here. Maybe that was a reason that people kind of didn't jump on this. And the other thing is building games is very expensive, and it does take a lot of time, and doing things in DeFi you can do pretty quickly. So maybe this is something that's going to sort of come into kind of into kind of people's kind of minds thinking later in 2021. So this is kind of part of that investment. So we saw that they kind of were raising a bunch of money. Kind of $3.5 million. So $500,000 of that was generated by Polyient. So Polyient, pretty well known now. I've done a podcast with them. They've invested in Gala Games, also invested in Neon District developer. Because what the word is blockade games. A bunch of other things as well. They're building like an interesting platform. They're sort of a capital VC company, or they've got a VC arm. They've also got a games arm, and there's very different kind of parts of them. They're a US based company, and they're trying to build out sort of a platform with gaming NFTs, and they've got a DEX and various kind of interesting things they're trying to do. Anyway, so they've invested $500,000 into the publishing company for Infinite Fleet as part of that STO. But also interesting, and I kind of forgot about it, sort of thing. But it reminded me that another reason that Infinite Fleet is sort of an odd game in terms of its tech is it's going to be mainly sort of, as far as I can see, a sort of centralized game where all the game logic and stuff just happens as current games do. But it's using blockchain for the NFT ownership, which is fairly common. But it's using Liquid Network, which is a Bitcoin sidechain. So that is kind of odd. Now what is interesting, and this is kind of why really I was doing the video, is that the Polyient investment then means that Polyient are gonna hopefully kind of deal with some of this complexity. So they are going to be handling some NFT stuff as part of their Polyient Games storefront. So Polyient Games, is sort of going to be a bit of an all singing, all dancing sort of thing. So it's going to have like a marketplace a bit like OpenSea. It's going to have like a DEX a bit like Uniswap, and obviously focused on games rather than any other kind of product. But it's interesting that they are looking to sort of build this sort of kind of customized kind of storefront with various different things about games, and also kind of doing cross-chain NFTs. So cross-chain NFTs is something no one's really talking about really at the moment. People maybe are moving NFTs around a little bit. We're seeing that with the Ronin network, the sidechain for Axie Infinity. People are moving stuff onto Ronin, but it's not really that's people moving their Ethereum stuff onto Ronin to use it. They might want to put it back on Ronin to put it back on Ethereum to sell it. But we're not really seeing a dynamic kind of cross-chain kind of scenario, and that's because there's not enough kind of cross-chain games at the moment. Everything's pretty much on Ethereum, and we're starting to see stuff on Polygon and maybe Flow in future as well. So it's still very early days, but it is interesting that some of these decisions, which I might think is a bit odd, using Liquid Network may actually prove very valuable in future if you can kind of get enough Bitcoin people to be kind of trading your NFTs, and then also if you then allow that to open up with cross-chain sort of flows. That might be kind of and I guess that's sort of the way it's going to go, clearly, with things like Polkadot and Cosmos and that sort of philosophy of blockchains. In 10 years time, that's where we're going to be. Quite if we're going to be there this year or in 5 years time or in 10 years time, we have to wait and see. A lot of technical problems there when you're sort of bridging over between blockchains and how you deal with security and all manner of things like that. Anyway, I thought it was interesting.